Hello, my name is Kevin Rufinach and I'm excited to show you the game Ulterior. Ulterior is a voting and hand management game for 2 to 6 players that plays in under an hour. Players will be voting to manipulate a shared pool of resources in order to get them in just the right spot for maximum scoring. However, as you add more goals from your hand, it will become more and more difficult to keep all of those goals satisfied. Let me show you how it works.
Ulterior takes place in the city of Oracle, with each player acting as a member of the High Council. As a council, you are tasked with acting as arbiter and judge for the people of the city. However, the city is splintered into various factions who have secretly planned to purge the council and exile its current members. News of this has reached your ears, and time is running out to prove to the people that you alone are worth preserving. You'll have 6 rounds to acquire as much loyalty as you can from the 6 factions before the purge. At the end of the game, the player with the most loyalty among the factions wins. At the beginning of the game, each of the 6 factions begins with a set of resources, indicating their wealth, secrets, and sway, but they desperately wish to acquire more. Each faction has come to you with a request for a certain resource type, represented by cards called motives. In each round, you will play a new motive from your hand to your player board and attempt to satisfy it. Each motive requires that the indicated resource numbers equal or greater on that faction than the same resource on neighboring factions. The longer you can keep a motive satisfied, the more loyalty you will generate for that faction, but fail to maintain the status quo, and your relationship with the faction will be severed. At the end of the game, loyalty tokens are worth the value of the slot they are placed above, making the stakes higher and higher as the game goes on. So far, so simple, right? Move resources to the factions that want them so that they give you loyalty. The problem is that the other council members have also been given motives, which often conflict with yours, and nobody controls the resources individually. Instead, you must leverage your power in the council to achieve favorable results. At the start of each round, 2 factions begin a conflict with each other, and a resolution is created by each player playing a motive face down to their player board and placing a matching resource token in the middle. These tokens indicate the resources at stake in the conflict. Then, the players simultaneously take their voting dial in hand and secretly vote on which faction should win the conflict, all the while campaigning and bribing the other players and spending influence to manipulate the final result. Once each player has decided on their vote, the votes are revealed and the total strength of votes tally. The faction with the highest strength of votes wins and takes the indicated resources from the losing faction. Each player then reveals the motive they played earlier and scores a loyalty token for each satisfied motive on their player board. Any unsatisfied motives are flipped face down and won't score again. Play then moves on to the next round. Each player is also given 2 scheme cards that can be played instead of motives. They act as wild cards, granting you greater flexibility at the cost of a slot. Depending on your play mode, they even let you activate powerful faction abilities for greater board control.
Ulterior is fast-paced, high interaction, and full of agonizing decisions about how to make the best of what you've been given. Plus, each phase is played simultaneously, which means almost no downtime regardless of player count. If this sounds right up your alley, check out the rulebook for more details, look at the TTS mod, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Thanks for considering Ulterior.